I'm reviewing 2005's Constantine movie starring Keanu Reeves as Constantine. This has gained a lot of people like I guess a fan base of people love the movie. I was hating the movie. I don't love this or hate. I just think it's mediocre, fine, it's watchable, it's engaging enough. It's well constructed, telling a three act structure movie of a plot of a coherent narrative. It's a 5 out of 10. Um, Now I'm going to talk about everything with the problems which I have with the movie. And let's um so basically this girl always I'm going to talk about the plot after then talk about the problem. So always was this problem with this plot point where this girl I guess chasing by some sort of evil entity and doesn't want the evil to get her, so she commits suicide. And there comes Constantine ready to perform an exorcism on this girl. And he has after that's done, I guess the demon out of the girl after performing the exorcism. He gets the vision from that girl that committed suicide, and he remembers. And apparently, she knows Constantine, but his last name she whispered said it was Constantine before she died, and dropped out the bridge. I guess so. Yeah. So now the destiny is calling Constantine into cracking this case wide open, which Constantine goes to talk to this angel who's kind of a dick to Constantine for some reason. And very mean, unsympathetic character. In fact, you wanted to sort of get her comeuppance, and she does by getting her wings taken away from her and being exiled as a human and no longer being an angel. Yeah, she's an angel. So, I thought she was the angel of death. Because she's such a bitch. And unlikable. Knowing that at the end, after she gets the wing and turns into her wing taken away and turns into a mortal, Constantine rightfully punches the bitch in the face for being a useless cunt. And not being all helpful in his time of need. Which it felt good to see that bitch get punched, to be honest. Okay, so Constantine goes talk to her for guidance, and she just tells him he's fucked. That's her guidance, and she doesn't want to give him guidance. She just wants to tell him that he's fucked because he's going hell because of this MacGuffin of him committing suicide when he was younger. Oh, is that MacGuffin? Yes, we're in that kind of movie. So that's why he's going hell. Not because he actually did anything bad to one road. Just because he committed suicide for some reason, unclear reason. And that's how we know this is all swole shine symbolizing that the girl that committed suicide, that's the sister to this girl in need, is also already in hell. And going like constant go to hell just because he tried to commit suicide one time and failed it. So remember, Zack Snyder, your daughter committed suicide because she's a bad person, and now in hell. So you ever want to see your daughter again, Autumn? You can commit suicide and see her in the afterlife in Hades, in hell itself. Why? Because 2000 Constantine says those who commit suicide deserve to go to hell. Even when they have done anything else bad outside of that. remember, and those who and I love how those who say, well, committing suicide is absolute sin. Well, then tell that to Ron Williams' family and Zack Snyder's family that they lost due to the circumstance that they committed suicide and now in hell for it. And if you can say that, then you are a horrible person to deserve to go to hell. Yourself. I'm sorry, but this seems like a forced MacGuffin that we've seen so many times in the movie. It was fine the first time, and now it's just stupid. This MacGuffin saying, "Oh, those who commit suicide cannot enter the heaven afterlife, but can only enter the the opposite part of the afterlife." Makes you think God's kind of a prick. If that's the case. While he's just sitting on his fat ass letting this thing happen. You know, I love how the people like say that the reason why like this. I love how people it's like. I find it hilarious that people like so sympathy for Robin Williams' family, but it's okay. But and also Zack Snyder's daughter passing away due to circumstances of committing suicide. Both those people, Robin Williams and Autumn, committed suicide, and she just feels so bad about what happened to them. Honestly, I just find it hilarious because those are the same people that basically say committing suicide is a serious sin, and therefore you need to go to hell. Those are just fucking hypocrites pretending that they're a better person than they are. I just find that funny. Hypocrites. So Constantine is on the case to help with this girl, help get her sister out of hell, and help with the help of his sister and Constantine. They're going to get her out of hell one way or the other, even if it means Constantine has to commit suicide the second time and to make a deal with the devil. And so he does in the final act when all hope seems lost, and the angel's about to kill the devil in the Lord's name, and the God basically has a second opinion on this, saying no, he can't do that. So he makes her immortal and takes away her angel wings and her angel powers. Why? I have no fucking clue. The Lord works in mysterious ways, I guess. And this when Constantine, gets those two girls to heaven, his sister and also the sister to the other sister commits suicide, and takes the devil's word for him, saying it's done, and now all it all. Now all finds it shady that the devil, because he is the devil, so he could be lying saying that's done. He let them in heaven. But I guess we're just supposed to take the devil's word for it, because the devil is such an honest person or soul of a mystical mortal. Not mortal, a god, right? Yeah, because the devil has a really good track record for being an honest, living, honest God, huh? And the devil is just like your generic evil bad guy. He really doesn't have. He's like what you. My problem is he's exactly what you want to see from Dub, but he's how you want him to play for Dub, but he doesn't he doesn't do anything that makes it the opposite of forgettable. Forgettable, I mean. So yeah, this one Constantine's all to be dragged into hell by the devil himself after he saved the day and got a good deed. God interferes by not letting the devil take him, and taking out Constantine himself. And now I guess Constantine has now Constantine's like, I guess it's not ready to like enter the afterlife yet because he pulls through, I guess, and he lives another day. And now the girl that's the sister that didn't commit suicide is back from the afterlife, I guess, and she lives. I'm confused. And so Constantine was dying of some sort of cancer, but I guess he got his cancer cleared up, and now he's giving up cigarettes, and now gone on to another unhealthy habit, chewing gum, which will probably lead to diabetes, but I'm sure he can fix that also. It just depends on how long he is able to chew gum for, and how often, which is probably a lot, because he smokes a lot of cigarettes, you know. So, and Constantine's buddy got murdered by a bunch of demons. That was also his taxi driver. That was a kid, played by Shia LaBeouf, and he gets turned into an angel too. And flies off to heaven, and Constantine sees witnesses all with his own two eyes. And you have to wait till after the end credits to see that clip, though. And that was Constantine. Just letting that all sink in my head. Would I give this a 5 out of 10? Yeah, am I okay? Yeah. Once again, this is a movie that doesn't really have a character arc for Constantine, but this gives, because you can argue that he's not really the main character. In fact, the sister is the main character, the one that didn't commit suicide, because she has more of a changed from what Constantine kind of was well, he stays the same because he's not actually a dick like in the comics. I mean, unlike the comics. Or a shady person. And that's my other problem with the movie, that now he constantly got got a white person that was American accent. They got a person with American accent instead of using the Constantine accent, because I think is it British or English? He is. I think English. England's where English people are, right? So English he is. Constantine is. And London Bridge is in England, right? Yeah, that's what Constantine's accent's from, England. He's an English person. And, in the comics, and, well, for some reason, I think maybe the creators of the film didn't really give a fuck about Constantine, because he is very, or embarrassed from the character from the comics, because, my problem is, my biggest problem is the Constantine character is Constantine. They make Constantine way too much of a nice guy. They want to make you really like him. Every moment of him. And not see... Can you not do that?
Sorry.
That's really frustrating.
Sorry.
You're still doing it.
I stopped it.
Fuck, I can't remember where I was, Dad. Thanks.
Making him too nice a guy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they really make him too much of a nice guy with not that much depth or flaws to overcome. I mean, they give him a personality, I think so, but this film has him really... It's really unclear what his personality is, because he will act a bit snarky and douchey sometimes, but I guess I don't know why, but it seems like all of his, like a lot of his scenes that were supposed to show his personality, character traits have been edited out of the film and or shortened in some scenes. So it's kind of like Michael Keaton's Batman. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah, it's not that I hate his Constantine, it's that I feel like I don't know his Constantine. Like Michael Keaton's Batman, when he played Batman. Yeah, I really think Keanu Reeves got the short end of the stick out of all the cast because, a movie's called Constantine. You figure if you tell us something about Constantine, you feel you would hate the guy or like the guy at the end of the movie, but you don't. You'll feel either feelings. You just feel like, huh. I'm not sure if I really ever got to know that guy. You think it to yourself as a character, or even got to relate or sympathize with him, or even liked him. So it's one of those films where I guess a 5 out of 10 scene like Home Alone and 2000 scenes. I mean, Home Alone 3 and 2017's Justice League got 5 out of 10. It's because it's one of those films that don't really have a coherent. It has a It does have a sort of. It doesn't really have. Okay, let me see. It's one of the films that wants to just show cool stuff and go to point A to point B to the end credits. But not really a coherent narrative for our main protagonist of the movie. For a chance for him to grow and change at all. So, yeah. That's why I get a 5 out of 10. And, one of these also has another con with Michael Keaton's Batman. Constantine doesn't have that much dialogue in the film. He barely says anything. He's mostly there to look heroic. And stairs look either let's do a cool action thing or to look mysterious standing. Or to stand by looking like a shady character, to stand by looking like a cocky prick. Quiet. Yeah. Um. Can we disagree that Legends of Tomorrow with Constantine was a better adaptation than this, and the Constantine season 1 that lasted for one season of that Constantine TV show was a bad adaptation of this and wasn't complete mediocre, forgettable, in some ways of a mess like this film was? It was more than a 5 out of 10. Can we disagree that those portrayals of Constantine got a 10 out of 10? I hope. Yeah, don't know how I'm going on the side of defense, though. So. I'm trying to think if I said everything I needed to say, want to say. I just realized what this movie reminds me of. The 2015 Fantastic Four movie that everyone hates for some reason. But I liked it. Then again, I like this movie, so I give both of them 5 out of 10s if I had given. But I'm going to talk about the other one in another video, Fantastic Four. Another video.